Today's gospel describes the disciples questioning Jesus about his way of teaching the crowds. They wonder why he seems to soften or veil the glory of God through parables. Jesus explains that knowledge of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven has not been granted to everyone. Many look but do not see. They hear but do not listen or understand. So, he weaves divine truth into stories, parables that can open hearts, leading to conversion and healing. And that is exactly what happened to me in my own conversion on church teaching that speaks about how God designed men, women, marriage, and the gift of fertility. Today's gospel is a favorite of mine. In many ways, it describes the spiritual journey of my husband and me. When we were first married, we were like the crowd that Jesus speaks about. Our eyes, ears, and hearts were so closed to the beauty and mystery of God's plan for marriage and sexuality. If we were ever going to see the good God intended for us and truly hear his wisdom about openness to life, we needed the truth presented to us in a way we could receive, almost like a parable. Let me explain our story. My college education focused on the human body and women's health, but the liberal university I attended also instilled ideas that, while appealing, were not rooted in God's truth. My body, my choice. Birth control is necessary and healthy, and avoid overpopulation. These messages shaped my thinking. My husband's experience at a Catholic college was somewhat different. He had a deeper trust in God and was more open to life. Yet he still believed that contraception was probably the right choice for us. So, for 7 years, we used contraception without seriously discussing its impact on our marriage. After the birth of our third child, one more than the world told us to have, we began to consider sterilization. It seemed reasonable to me, but my husband hesitated. Instead, he chose to speak with the priest about the church's teachings on this permanent decision. Providentially, the priest didn't respond with arguments alone. He listened, and then he shared the truth in the form of a story, a kind of parable. My husband was moved, and he began to see differently. But without asking me, he signed us up for a natural family planning course. And I was furious. I agreed to attend one session, determined to challenge and disprove everything they taught. But the instructors met my skepticism with patience and kindness. They spoke about the beauty of human fertility, how men are constantly fertile, while women experience a cyclical pattern of fertility. They explained the biosigns that mark the opening and closing of a woman's fertile window. They taught us how to record or chart our signs of fertility. And they emphasized the importance of communication within marriage. But more than anything, they shared their story, their own parable of discovering NFP. And that is when something shifted in me. It was as if scales fell from my eyes. I began to see what God desired for us in our marriage. I started to understand the deeper meaning of marital love as designed by God, unitive, life-giving, and purposeful. The truth of his plan took root in my heart. I now thank God often for the priests, NFP instructors, researchers, doctors, and advocates who follow Christ's example. Like him, they reveal the mysteries of the kingdom through stories that reach the heart. Their witness helps others discover that God's plan is not only good, it is rich with meaning. In contrast, the message of our culture, though soundly reasonable and even persuasive, ultimately are misleading because they lack God's truth. So today, I ask you to take some time to reflect on church teaching about married love and the gift of life. Visit the bishop's website at usccb.org/NFP. There you can learn about how marvelously God designed man and woman, human sexuality, and fertility. And you can read or view videos of other couples' stories who provide witness to how these truths are designed by God, guided by love, and open to life. God bless you.